Today I will be discussing the agriculture of India and how it relates to nutrition. India is a large and diverse nation with a multitude of cultures that combine to create the beautiful country of India. The population is estimated to be about 1.37 billion people as of July 27, 2019, and this number comes from the United Nations estimates. Indian society is a majoritively agrarian society, meaning a good portion of the society relies on agriculture to support themselves. In India, about 70% of the population is dependent on agriculture for some portion of their income. 64% of the country is also employed in the agriculture sector, though this percentage is less certain. On this slide, I want to discuss the financial impact agriculture has on India. So there are four specific segments of impact I want to focus on. The first one is the income impact. In India, livestock is often used as a subsidiary income by many families. Cows and buffaloes provide milk, which is a regular source of income. In emergencies, sheep and goats also serve as sources of income. The animals can be compared to as moving banks and are a large asset in providing economic security to the families. The second impact I want to focus on is the employment impact. Because a large portion of the population is less educated and so depend on agriculture for their livelihoods. However, agriculture in India is highly dependent on the seasonal shifts in weather. This will provide about 180 days of employment in a year, and so people who are landless must depend upon their livestock for financial support during the times of the year that crops are not grown. The third impact I want to focus on is the food impact. Important sources of protein are milk, eggs, and meat, and these are important sources of protein for livestock owners. The fourth impact I want to focus on is the social security that the animals offer to their owners. Landless families that own animals are placed higher than families that do not. The rearing of animals is a major part of the culture in India. Animals also have multiple social and religious functions in Indian culture. An example of this is the Hindu religion. As a society reliant on agriculture, India has many agricultural institutions. I have listed the top 10 agricultural institutions on the slide. The number 1 institute ranked online is the Indian Agricultural Statistics Research Institute located in New Delhi. It is an institute affiliated with the Indian Agricultural Research Institute. It is an institute approved by the Indian Council for Agricultural Research. Its purpose is for developing new technologies for use in agriculture as well as designing experiments for agriculture. It also analyzes agricultural data. There are many other agricultural institutes located all over India. Their focuses range from engineering to agricultural research, and there are a wide variety of institutes with specific focuses. There are 8 leading producers in agriculture in the Republic of India. The first company I want to focus on is the Bombay Burma Trading Corporation. It is a 150-year-old company focused on teak. It has since expanded into tea, coffee, and other products. The second company I want to focus on is the Kavari Seed Company. It is currently one of the fastest growing seed companies in India. They produce drought and disease resistant seeds that also are high yielding. The crop seeds they focus on are cotton, corn, rice, jawar, bajra, tomato, okra, and cotton, as well as gourds. The third company I want to focus on is the Goodrick Group. The company is focused on the growth and processing of tea. It sells tea bulk to both nationally as well as internationally. The fourth company I want to focus on is the Raghuvansh Agroforms. Again, sorry for my pronunciation. This company has a broad focus. They work on the cultivation of organic vegetables, grains, and cereals. The company also works with dairy in farming, production, and distribution. They also make organic manure. The fifth company I want to focus on is the Dunsari Tea and Industries, which was originally focused on tea production. They have since branched out into other areas, but the main focus is still tea. The sixth company I want to focus on is Nath Biogenes. They have a large range of focuses. These focuses are paper, seeds, agro-research plantation, biotechnologies, paper, pharmaceuticals, and chemicals. Nath Biogenics is very experienced in seed companies, or is a very experienced seed company. They have a large range of products that range from major field crops and vegetable crops. The seventh company I want to focus on is Hpc Biosciences. This company has a delicate balance that focuses on the latest technology and production processes and the material usage available. The eighth company I want to focus on is the JK Agrigenetics. It is a seed company and is one of the leaders in the industry. They work with the research and development, production, processing, and marketing of seeds. The crops they are focused on are cotton, maize, millet, sorghum, sunflower, castor, mustard, wheat, tomato, okra, chilies, and other vegetable seeds. In India, there are a wide variety of agricultural companies with a multitude of focuses. This map displays the major grain crop areas in India. I have labeled the sides of the map east and west. As you can see, the majority of the eastern agriculture is focused on rice with some wheat mixed in. The northwest side has a larger mix of grains, wheat, jawar, and bajra. Pardon my pronunciation, by the way. You can also see the areas that are not used for agriculture. We can attribute these effects as well to challenges to agriculture in India. The main challenge to agriculture is monsoon season. Rain-fed agriculture is mostly dependent on the onset of the monsoon season and then the behavior of the monsoon as it moves across the country. The west coast is swamped with heavy rain as the monsoon moves west to east across the country. The southwest monsoon season starts June 1st, plus or minus a few days during the crop season. Northeast monsoon's effect on the crop season depends on Tamil Nadu and some divisions of Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and Kerala, but it needs to be studied further. I apologize if I messed up the pronunciations of the states. The monsoon season has major effects on Indian agriculture. The next few slides cover common diseases in animals and does have some photos of these ailments. There are many different diseases that affect animals in India. On this slide, I want to focus on bacterial infection. Some of the more well-known diseases are tetanus, mastitis, foot rot, and scours. Tetanus, also known as lockjaw, is bacterial infection caused by bacterium from the soil that initially causes a stiffness in the limbs, neck, head, and tail, as well as muscle twitching. Once it reaches the terminal stages, most of the body is rigid and the mouth cannot open. To treat this disease, there must be an injection of antitoxins and then the treating of the wound. Another disease I want to focus on is scours, which can affect both piglets and calves. It is a bacterial infection commonly causes diarrhea and death. In the affected animals, the mothers should be fed antibiotics daily. Other bacterial diseases include anthrax, which is a highly fatal disease in cattle, black quarter or black leg, another highly fatal disease in cattle, brucellosis in sheep, which causes an abortion, listeriosis, in which animals that aren't recovering should be culled and buried, Campylobacter abortion, which causes infertility, and John's disease, which can be categorized by the continuous emaciation in cattle, sheep, and goats. The next slide focuses on viral diseases. Each of the diseases listed on this slide are viral diseases, and I want to focus on sheeppox and PPR. Sheeppox is a highly contagious disease and has a high mortality rate between 20 to 50% in young animals. This disease should be treated with palvates, fresh bedding every day, and the ulcers washed with potassium permanganate lotion and then dusted with boric acid. PPR, or goat plague, is a viral disease that has a high mortality rate. There is no specific treatment specified for this disease, but the mortality rate can be lowered by using drugs that control bacterial and parasitic complications. Carcasses of goats that were affected should either be buried or burned and a veterinary hospital notified. There are many other viral infections that affect animals in India, and they can be tricky to treat. These diseases are often caused by the transfer of a bacteria or virus from a parasite or the parasite themselves. Ringworm is an infectious skin disease caused by a fungus. The other parasitic diseases are transferred from parasites such as ticks and are often viral diseases, transferred into the animal from a bite. An example of this is tick fever in cattle, where the disease is passed on to cattle by engorging ticks. Other diseases that ended up in the miscellaneous category can be caused by a multitude of reasons, such as legions are caused by a nutritional deficiency such as milk fever. If the cow does not get enough calcium, it will cause milk fever, which makes the cow lethargic and can eventually cause death. Agriculture is one of the main commodities of financial income in India. The main focus is food grains, which can also be classified as energy feeds. Then there are spices, which are mostly focused on adding flavor to food. Then there are seeds and pulses, which can be classified as energy feeds and protein supplements. Then there's fruit and vegetables, which are energy feeds as well as a source for vitamins. Nuts are a protein supplement, and then two other categories are beverages and miscellaneous, which neither are as important nutritionally speaking in the sense of animals, except for the need to intake water. And then the final category for agriculture is animals. There are 5 main energy feeds produced by India. These are rice, wheat, sorghum, ragi, and bajra. I want to focus on the top 3 food grains produced by India, though. Rice is the principal food grain of India. It is classified as an energy feed, though it is less common to be fed to animals. If fed, the rice should be cooked, or it may cause gas issues and other issues. Rice is more commonly consumed by humans because of this. In terms of production of rice, India ranks second worldwide, and 34% of crop territory in India grows rice. The 3 main provinces that produce rice are Punjab, West Bengal, and Uttar Pradesh. Wheat is the second most important food grain in India. It is classified as an energy feed and is very common to feed to animals. It is energy dense and is a very popular energy feed. In India, it is grown during the Rabi season and grows in regions with a precipitation mean of 75 centimeters. The main state of wheat production is Uttar Pradesh, though other areas grow wheat. 35% of wheat production is done by the state. The third major food grain in India is jawar, or sorghum. It is also an energy feed. It is a popular energy feed, as the stalks can also be utilized as forages/roughages. It is popular because it has a high potential yield as well as resistance to disease. The state of Maharashtra is the leading producer and cultivates about 52% of the crop. When most people think of Indian cuisine, they think of spices. India produces a wide assortment of spices, and on the slide I have listed 8 of the main spices produced. These spices are not traditionally fed to animals, except maybe chickens. They may be fed to chickens to change the yolk color, though this can be affected by a multitude of other factors related to both diet and breed of chicken. India produces a good number of seeds, such as safflower seeds and castor oil seeds, which can be turned into oil, which are energy feeds. Cotton seeds are a popular protein supplement. Another protein supplement is pulses. Pulses are a popular protein supplement in both animals and humans. They are rapidly becoming a very popular protein supplement as they provide both large amounts of protein and energy to animals. Pulses are cultivated in arid areas and provide nitrogen back to the soil. The state of Madhya Pradesh is the top producer and cultivates about 24% of the overall production of pulses in the nation. Other states that produce pulses are Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. Vegetables are an energy feed that also provide minerals and vitamins. While humans enjoy them, they are often fed as a treat to animals because of their high caloric intake. India produces a wide variety of vegetables, and this can be attributed to the variance in region. I have a list on this slide of the multiple vegetables that India does produce. Similar to vegetables, fruits are not often fed to animals. They provide a lot of energy as well as vitamins and minerals, but are not a viable way for animals to intake nutrients. They are more often enjoyed by humans for their sweet quality as well as the minerals and vitamins they have. They should be considered a treat. India produces more fruits that thrive in warm, moist conditions. On the slide, I've listed the a few of the fruits that India produces. Nuts are a good source of protein, but are not often used when feeding animals. They are high in both protein and fat. They are popular protein supplements for humans, though, and sometimes they can be used as a treat for animals. Popular beverages produced from India are tea and coffee. The tea business, while not as large as coffee, has grown in popularity in other countries in recent years. An example of this is the chai tea latte, which is pictured in the white cup. Coffee, however, is the sixth largest export in India. Indian coffee is famous for its flavor and aroma and is demanded by the global market. The states that produce this commodity are Kerala, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. However, coffee and tea have no real effect on animal nutrition as they are not produced for consumption by animals normally. Neither of these crops are related to animal nutrition, but they are the fifth most prominent and seventh most prominent crop in India. These crops are jute, an important natural fiber crop, and the rubber crop. On this slide, I have listed the top 7 crops grown in India. They are rice, wheat, jowar, pulses, jute, coffee, and rubber. India is the world's highest livestock owner. They rank first in buffalo population, second in goat population, poultry market, and fish production. They are third in sheep population, fifth in duck and chicken population, and 10th in camel population. India has cattle, buffalo, sheep, goats, hogs, chicken, donkey, horses, and camel. I want to focus on cattle, buffalo, sheep, goats, chicken, and fish. There is a large production of beef and dairy cattle in India, specifically dairy. Overall, there is around 192.49 million cattle in India and 109.85 million buffalo. When looking at the numbers, there is less beef being consumed, and this can be attributed to the religion of Hinduism, which about 80.5% of the population practices. In Hinduism, cows are believed to be an envoy of the divine, thus they must be respected and cared for. They are not allowed to eat the meat from a cow, but they are able to drink its milk. One of the largest animal industries in India, chickens are easy to keep and maintain and produce eggs which are a good source of protein. Chickens are also raised for their meat as well. There are about 735 million chickens produced by India, along with about 95.22 billion eggs. The amount of chickens produced is about double the amount of cattle and buffalo produced. There are about 123.5 million goats in India. Depending on the breed, they can be used for meat or dairy production. Goats can be hardy and are similar to cattle in that they are ruminants, as are sheep, and need a steady diet of forages mixed with grains and protein supplements as needed. There are about 58.2 million sheep produced, and they are sources of both wool and meat. A new rising star in the agricultural industry in India is aquaculture. India ranks third in fisheries internationally and second in aquaculture. Fish are a good source of protein that often house less saturated fats. They are also highly sought after if you don't want to eat animal meat. On this slide, I've shown the amount of products produced by India. Eggs are produced by people as a protein supplement and sold in the local area. The same is true for dairy. Fish and meat can be stored properly and sold across the country and internationally. Wool can be sold locally, nationally, or internationally.